Hi everyone, it's Massimo Noto from ShapeQ. I want to take the time to introduce a new piece of ShapeQ, our ShapeQ TV channel.
Europe is running short on electricity.
Prices for many fuels have soared to new records in recent weeks.
The real question is whether you have the political will to do the right thing.
Our addiction to fossil fuels is pushing humanity to the brink.
The goal of ShapeQ is to interview key players of the green energy markets, updating you on the latest events and giving you the chance to participate to the first media channel where green energy is the main topic. We want to know you better and we want to give a face to our major green market players. On the first episode, we will talk about COP26 and the rising energy prices.
Let's cover energy prices right now as well, because that's been a huge part of the story.
Energy prices are rising across the sector, from natural gas to renewables.
All across Europe, prices have climbed to new records.
We've got boosting demand, we've got reduced supply in some cases, oil production has not gone up the level that demand has gone up.
This sharp increase now is a problem for consumers who have problems paying their bills.
I had the opportunity to talk about the rising energy prices with Neil Hunter from S&P Global Platts.
These are unprecedented times for the European gas market. In pricing terms, certainly we have not seen anything close to this ever before. Part of the reason that we haven't seen something like this before is because we're in a market environment that hasn't to this date existed before. So we've moved from a situation where we, as a continent, were dependent on longer term contracts for supply and existing infrastructure. And as these agreements have slowly one by one expired, we now have a marginal cost and a marginal supply and demand market system whereby if the longer term supplies are not available, then they have to be sourced on the global market. And a lot of what you're seeing at the moment in terms of the extremely high prices are the prices that have to be paid in order to secure these supplies to Europe. The Nord Stream 2 could be a solution. This depends very much on how much Russia decides to utilize the existing infrastructure that is in place. If Nord Stream 2 is simply a substitute for those particular routes, it may not be a solution to the high prices that we see at the moment.
Regarding COP26 from last November 2021, we had the chance to talk with one of our Q Network member, Jacopo Visetti from Aether.
Welcome to COP. Welcome to Glasgow.
This is one issue, it's all about climate change and affects all parts of society.
We can get real on coal, cars, cash and trees. We have the technology to deactivate that ticking doomsday device.
Delegates have been wrangling over the new draft deal. There has been disagreement over financial aid and timelines for phasing out fossil fuels.
Environmental activists in developing nations have criticised the UN Climate Summit as a failure, saying the Glasgow Agreement has fallen far short of what's necessary to prevent a climate catastrophe.
And we just have to understand that all the 197 nations have to approve the document. This is, of course, a very, very difficult task to achieve.
Well, the first positive outcome I would think of is of course, that after 6 years, we finally have an agreement and clear guidelines on Article 6. As we are all market participants in environmental markets, market-based measures are key, in our view, to the effort of decarbonization and fighting climate change. So to have countries finally come together at COP26 in Glasgow and find an agreement is a big, big milestone. Well, unfortunately, the negative ones are connected to the first answer that I gave. As we just said, it's countries coming together, so politics are involved. And as we know, politics take time. So the time frame that have been set in Glasgow are unfortunately too far out, given the urgency of fighting, climate change and the environmental impacts that CO2 has on our environment. That is why the private sector is key to actually enabling these changes, thanks actually to Article 6. ShapeQ is a perfect example of that, a platform which enables to trade all of environmental instruments in one single place. And really think that players like ShapeQ, so the private sector getting involved and applying Article 6 effectively, will be a change maker compared to politics, which will take much more time. So that's why players like you guys are fundamental to actually achieving climate neutrality.
This was the first episode. Thank you for watching. Follow us and see you next time.